Hello there, little explorers. My name is Professor History, and I am so happy to meet you. Today, we are going on a very special journey back in time. We are going to visit the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These were the most amazing things ever built by people thousands of years ago. Are you ready? Let's go! Our first stop is Egypt. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is very, very old, the oldest wonder of all, and it is still standing today. Did you know that long ago the pyramid wasn't brown? It was covered in smooth white stone that sparkled so brightly it could be seen from far away. Inside, there are mysterious secret rooms. Scientists even found a giant empty space hidden deep inside that no one has entered for thousands of years. It's a real mystery. The pyramid is made of over 2 million stones. Each stone is as heavy as a small car. People had to pull them all by hand. They were very strong. Next, we travel to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Legend says a king built this paradise for his queen because she missed the green forests of her home. The gardens weren't really hanging by ropes. They were built on tall steps that made the plants look like they were floating in the sky. How beautiful! To keep the plants happy in the hot desert, they used clever machines to pump water all the way to the top. It was like a giant outdoor fountain. Here is a secret. Researchers have never found where these gardens were. Some think they were in a different city, and others think they might be a lovely story. Now come inside this temple in Greece. This is the statue of Zeus. He was the king of the gods, and his statue was made of pure gold and white ivory. In one hand, he held a small statue of victory, and in the other, a scepter with an eagle. Everything was so shiny and precious. Zeus was 42 feet tall. He was so big that if he ever stood up, he would have popped his head right through the roof. Don't stand up, Zeus. Legend says when the artist finished the statue, he asked Zeus for a sign. Suddenly, a thunderbolt hit the floor. That was Zeus saying, "I love it. Welcome to the Temple of Artemis." It was made almost entirely of white marble. It was one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. It had 127 giant pillars reaching for the clouds. Can you imagine walking between all those massive columns? It must have felt like a forest of stone. Sadly, a man burned the temple down because he wanted his name to be remembered forever. But the people were so brave, they built an even better one. Even Alexander the Great offered to pay to rebuild it if they put his name on it, but the people said, no thank you. They wanted it to be for Artemis only. This is the mausoleum. It was a giant fancy tomb built for a ruler named Mausolus and his wife. It was so tall and grand. The builders used 3 different styles from 3 different lands to make it. It stood for over 1,000 years until earthquakes knocked it down. The walls were covered in hundreds of beautiful statues of lions and brave heroes. It was like an art museum on the outside of a building. Mausolus's tomb was so famous that today we use his name, mausoleum, to describe any large and beautiful tomb. He is still remembered today. Look up, high in the sky. This is the Colossus of Rhodes. It was a giant bronze statue of the sun god, as tall as the Statue of Liberty. Some old stories say it stood across the harbor entrance, but we think it stood to one side, watching over the ships as they came home. An earthquake made it fall after only 54 years. Its giant bronze pieces stayed on the ground for 800 years because an oracle said not to move them. Travelers who saw it on the ground were amazed. They said one of its fingers was bigger than most statues. That is one giant robot. I mean statue. Last, we visit the lighthouse of Alexandria. It was the world's very first lighthouse. It stood for 2,500 years, helping sailors stay safe. At night, they lit a big fire. During the day, they used a giant bronze mirror to reflect the sun. Sailors could see the light from 30 miles away. The lighthouse also fell during earthquakes, but in 1994, divers found pieces of it on the bottom of the sea. It was like finding sunken treasure. Our journey has come to an end, little explorers. We saw amazing pyramids, floating gardens, giant statues, and bright lighthouses. Thank you for traveling with me today. Remember, there are wonders all around us if we just look for them. Goodbye for now.